The heel John Cena once said, when someone is grounded in life, they shouldn't have to look outside themselves for approval. That's very true, but you should look at yourself for approval and look at what always take stock of what you're doing. And there's a lot we're going to talk about here tonight, but the best way to start is when you look at yourself and see what you're doing wrong, sometimes you got to take accountability. I apologize to Ryan. I apologize to Always Positive Jay for the way last week's shows ended. If you didn't see it, go back and watch it. Don't go back and watch it. Doesn't really matter. All that matters is I'm sorry to you, Ryan, Always Positive Jay.
And as I am to all of you too.
And when you look inside yourself, sometimes you got to determine the opportunities that sit in front of you. Are they worth taking? Well, Always Positive Jay, on your final show, as you announced on Twitter, an opportunity has presented itself and you are taking it by the horns. Please enlighten everyone as we are part of the Big Play Network here on the Voice of the Land, brought to you by Greeny Sports Cards, partner with LPV Productions. But like we said, on the Big Play Network, audio on the Be On Air Podcast Network. But with Big Play, there is a new show existing, and Jay is taking on a new responsibility. The floor, my friend, is yours.
So the first ever baseball show will now be on the Big Play Network. I will be the producer. I have two fabulous new co-hosts. It'll be Gab Gowdy, who you guys all know from social medias, and the legend and Guardians/Indians Hall of Famer Carlos Baerga. It doesn't happen often. I'm like at a loss of words on how to describe how excited I am for this. Kevin, you're like me. We talked about baseball. We love baseball. We're the old school, and I can't wait to hopefully revitalize a lot of that into this youth and have a show that people can watch and turn to. And so excited to have so many. We're going to have so many of the old Indians players from those '90s teams come on through. Thanks to Carlos and his connections, and thanks to you guys, man. Without this show, you and Peter, I don't get this opportunity. This show is Kevin. I learned so much from just being on this show with you for so long, and Peter, you just teach me things in the background here and there, and you guys gave me an opportunity. I tell people, if you get an opportunity, you got to take it and run with it. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yep.
And thank you guys so much for the opportunity. I'm trying not to get choked up, but it's going to be tough to not Wednesday nights. I'm like, I don't have to go. That's kind of weird. But with this new show, I just really wanted to focus on it and just do the best I could do, because I'm now producing, which I'm not. I'm the third host. I'm doing your job, Peter, but unlike you, I'm still on camera. But
oh, you don't get to be an AI system?
No, I don't get to be an AI system. I can never be the AI system that Peter is. There's no doubt about that. So, and working now with the Browns too, just so much stuff. I'm like, something had to go. And unfortunately, it was a show that taught me everything I knew about this business. And I'm really gonna miss doing it. And I hope you guys, if you continue doing it, I'll love to come on as a guest and bring on Carlos and stuff like that. That'd be awesome.
I would love to talk to him, because I would love to. I feel like I may have talked to him in the past, but I would love to tell him the story of, just with Grandpa still fresh in my mind, losing him this year and going into a baseball season kind of feels weird. Not talking about can I make it over his house to, do the opening day stuff with my aunt and him. All that kind of stuff is weird. But Carlos Baerga was my first favorite player, especially baseball player, and it was all because of my grandfather showing me the love of the game and what it meant and the type of players to look at. And Carlos Baerga was definitely one of those players that catches your eye once you kind of get an understanding of the sport. And we are so happy for you. Congrats to Gab Gowdy and, of course, Carlos Baerga, now a part of the Big Play family as well. And tonight will be the only night that we coincide with the Carlos Baerga
show. Will be normally airing on Thursday nights.
Yes, but currently there is an episode airing.
It's airing right now.
Okay,
I didn't even get to watch the debut of my show, unfortunately.
So in two places at once.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Wow.
I could do that. There's a movie and the lady want to say I want to be at 2 places at once. So the boyfriend brings her to a state line, makes her stand on the state line. Well, I'm doing it.
You're actually living it right now.
Yeah.
You're living them.
I even got different outfits on. Same hat.
Oh wow, man. Quick
I
change.
had to get the hat today, the new hat.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. I like the way the red.
I love the red.
I love the way that pops, and then like the blue sea. I might have to get myself some gear this year too. We shall see. But as we kind of titled the show, now the title went a little further than I had initially thought.
Can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
Part of the title is Ryan. Take this, run with it, man. You're the second host now. You're gonna get so much more airtime. Like, unfortunately, I haven't really got to talk yet. I'm like looking at him like, yeah, I'm sure he's got some stuff to say, but like you and Kevin are gonna do great. You're really coming into your own. I just want to let you know that, and proud of what you've done so far.
You gave me the opportunity to. You guys are awesome. So.
Well, anytime we get to go on a show, whether it's the baseball show with Carlos Baerga or this show or anywhere else, we always tell you what we think.
Right.
If you think it the same way, great. If you don't, that's great too, because we'll have conversations. The initial plan for the title, I don't know how to text. Apparently, I'm an old fuddy-dud, and I don't actually know technology like I think I do. Opportunities are everywhere, and that's kind of the theme for tonight. Because while one door may go ajar, I won't say doors ever really close in life, because they only close if you want them to.
Right.
You can always leave a door ajar and leave that opportunity behind you. The opportunity you just had behind you to go after new ones. And if you feel like you need to come back, there should be opportunities to go back. But when one door goes ajar, another one opens. Jay, you have an opportunity at a great show with an absolute legend in this town. Ryan, you have an opportunity stepping into a bigger spot on this show. And an opportunity arose a few months back for us to join Greeny Sports Cards. And they are a great partner of ours. We have the Darius Garland card contest still going through the end of the month. So when we do a show on April 1st, and this is not an April Fool's joke, I understand, but that's on a Tuesday. We go live on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. We can always announce the winner on social media, but we can also make the announcement here on the show that Wednesday night. It'll close on the 31st. Winner announced on the 1st. And I'll let Ryan talk about that a little bit more. Jay?
Am I now allowed to win it?
It's still a part of Big Play.
Grandfathered out.
And Greenies is a big member of Greeny Sports Cards. So, yeah, Greenies and Big Play kind of go hand in hand.
I'm just going to buy one now.
There you go. There you go. That's the way to be. But
hey, I can't wait because I'll be at that the card show in Broadview Heights. Absolutely. I don't know if you guys are going to do a show there still or what. But yeah, I'm definitely going to go to that. That was so much fun. I can't wait to go.
It is a good time at the Independence Field House. That's their biggest show of the year. Get out there. But we know it's March. We know that basketball, the tournament has started with the first four, but really the heart of it gets going tomorrow night for the men, Friday for the women. So actually not Friday, tomorrow night. It's actually all day from noon till midnight or beyond. And then the women's get started on Friday with the men's continuing. Greeny Sports Cards has 2 March Madness brackets going on right now. They have tournament challenges. So if you get in on the women's basketball tournament challenge, you will get a lot of their sports cards dealing with their NIL deals. Yes, Greeny Sports Cards does NIL deals, and you can get a Destiny Leo card amongst that pack that you would get if you are the winner of the tournament challenge. She is one of the stars of the women's basketball team at Cleveland State, my alma mater. And then for the men's side of things, if you enter their tournament, you can win a 8-foot table at one of the shows that they have. So if you are into collectibles, you want to have a table at one of their shows, get in the tournament challenge. You can win that without having to pay for it or anything like that. Go over to Greeny at Greeny Cards, I believe. Yes, at Greeny Cards on Twitter. They have all the information there. If you go over to Facebook, they have all the information there. And speaking of cards, like we said, Darius Garland, who's sitting out for rest tonight on the back-to-back, but a rookie card we have available right now, Ryan.
Yeah, Darius Garland Prism PSA 10 rookie card. It's a beautiful card. Greeny's provided that, and we're really excited. Like Kevin said we'll be giving that away April 1st.
That's rated what they call it, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. So PSA 10 is a perfect graded 10. It's in a hard case, so it can't be tampered with or
I think
anything.
it looks like it's from like
graded.
a museum or something, man. It's crazy. How they put
It's
those
graded
cases
perfectly,
together.
so it's pretty cool. And that's available for free. Just go on our Twitter. It's our pinned tweet. Just go on there, like, retweet, tag somebody, follow us, follow Greenies, and you're entered. The rules are on there, and they're pretty simple. It's a pretty good opportunity to win a really cool card. So.
At BTL_pod, and that's where you can find all of that stuff. I'm sure we'll have some future promotions with them as well. But right now, the Darius Garland rookie card is available to try to win. Just follow the rules on our social media page, and we'll continue to retweet that through the end of the month. Again, submissions will close 11:59 on March 31st, and we will announce the winner. I think we should just save it until the showtime at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Make people wait. The people that have been
Make
waiting
them
for us to
watch.
close this one. You have to watch the show to hear about it, or pull the curtain back. You can wait until we tweet it out after the show.
Right.
So
Whichever way.
when
But
Tay Skanky wins it, you don't know why.
Taste. Yes. An opportunity for Tay Skanky to win the card, I guess.
He's a sneaky guy, that Tay Stanky.
Well, opportunities are everywhere, guys. And right now, tonight is an opportunity for the Cavs to, I guess, right the ship in a way with, I know that DeMontis
Freaking out, man.
freaking out. The 2-game losing streak, can't, oh boy, can't, we're 56-12. We're in the doldrums of the
We
NBA
can't
right now.
play the bigs, and we can't, if the guards are bigs, we can't beat those teams now. I'm like, dude, we swept like 17 teams.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. There's no reason to panic, but Ryan, I mean, again, tonight is a night where I believe Sabonis is
He's
out with
out,
an ankle injury, and now for personal reasons, Zach LaVine, who was traded to Sacramento. They are in Sacramento tonight, tip off around 10 o'clock tonight, Eastern time. And, Zach LaVine is also out. Darius Garland's sitting for rest. You're probably going to see that every now and again with some of these top 5 and core 4. Give them a little bit more of a rest going into the playoffs, but keep them in the loop and not trying to stagger that, I think, is what they're really going to do with the rest for this team. But Ryan, I mean, I know that they're probably talking about we should right the ship tonight.
Yeah. I expect us to win pretty significantly tonight. Fine. I mean, it's due. The last 6 games have been shaky. We've won 4 of those still, even with, Evan Mobley being out and Jared Allen with his hand hurt or wrist or whatever that is, where he's saying it's not a big deal. But I mean, if you look at last night's game, it looked like a big deal, especially when you get out rebounded by 20. I don't know. Nonetheless, I think tonight, like you said, I think they're going to rate the ship. I think they're just they're going to play their style of basketball. Hopefully they get a second win. Kenny Atkinson was pretty upset after the game, so called their defense lazy, things like that. I mean, it's the end of the season. Yeah, they're dragging on, but I mean, they're still playing for the top seed in the NBA. They're playing for home court advantage. I personally would think that they would use tonight as a statement to show the NBA that just because they have been playing shaky doesn't mean that they're still not the best team in the NBA.
And Jay, this is like the absolute last point of the season where they can kind of get out a little rough stretch of basketball to then kind of, like we said, right the ship, but just get back into those good habits consistently, game in and game out, so that when you do go in the playoffs, you're going to have a week off between your last game of the season and when the actual first round of the playoffs starts after the play-in during the week. This is a time to get that poor stretch of basketball out, but it is the absolute last time of the year.
Oh, I totally agree. And you know how we think, like, you will always learn so much more from a loss than you will a win. And frankly, right now, we sound stupid, but we could have used some losses to help. Just like, all right, guys, let's get a little humble pie going. You're not everything you think you are, maybe. You know, I mean, like, bring them down to earth a little bit, show them what they could work on and stuff like that. And dude, like, when you're on what were they, 16 or 17?
16, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
It gets harder. Like,
There
gets more pressure because it's like, when you're in the zone, the basketball hoop looks like it's like so huge. But the more games you win in a row and you're like, all right, it starts getting a little harder, and that hoop gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And that's why it's like all of a sudden our 3-point shooters are missing and stuff. It's like, let's let them breathe for a second.
Right.
See, last night doesn't hurt as much if you're able to win on Sunday against Orlando. And it was simply, now Orlando, they brought out I know people said physicality, more so it was the full court press that you don't see often in the NBA, but if you can run it and you can run it effectively, you catch a team off guard. And while teams should be able to adjust, because plenty of these guys have seen full court press from their high school days, their prep days, their college days, stuff like that. You should still understand how to break a press, no matter how it's set up. There are general concepts to break a press and get an easy layup, an easy bucket on the other end of the floor. However, they also shot 25% from three, which is not their norm. Last night they had a much better shooting night. They weren't stopping anybody. So on Sunday, they lost their ability to shoot the basketball. Last night, they lost their ability to play defense. Now, I feel like when you do get bored, and that's not an excuse by any means. Don't get me twisted. Like, I think that is an excuse, but it is a real thing that can happen.
Yeah, it's just human nature.
It's just
like,
human nature. When you're winning like they are and things like that. I feel like the defense is where that lapses most.
Oh, for sure. Because defense is mostly just about effort.
Yes.
Personally, I don't see how you could get bored if you're winning. I don't know.
I've
never
bored.
once
It's like,
thought
man,
of that, but
it's like,
I mean, I'm not bashing them. I can't conceive
Yeah.
that thought. I guess I don't know.
it's hard to describe what he's
Right.
saying, because
Yeah.
it's not that they're bored. It's
And I guess
they're
bored-
tired of the season. They're like, I can't
Yeah.
wait to get to the playoffs. Maybe thinking ahead or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Maybe, I don't know.
that's the wrong way to approach it. That
Right.
that's not a good thing at all. It happens, and in an 82 game season, and in the baseball season with
Right.
162, those things happen. And I think bored is the way that people. That's the word that they use, Ryan.
Okay.
I feel like we should use a different word, because again, like he was just saying, they know what they're going to be judged on, and like that's all they're being asked about now is the playoffs. And they feel like they've done enough even without playing a full 82 to put themselves in a position to play great basketball in the playoffs. They've developed the habits that they want to, and then you start to feel like, oh, like I just want to get to that point. You forget about the task at hand.
Yeah, I feel like growing up as a competitor, though, like, I mean, the natural competitiveness in me would just want to win every game, especially with personal accolades as well. Like Evan Mobley's talking about how in the next few years he's going to be a top 2, top 5 player in this league. He's considered a unicorn. Like,
And you
I'd
can't
be
have
out there
3
showing it
rebounds.
every game. Yeah, like I don't know. I wouldn't be getting bored. I would go out there and just ball, So I mean, I was a wrestler. I'm not a baller. So, but nonetheless, if it's my profession, I feel like I would do it.
And that's really one of the criticisms of this era of basketball or professional sports in general. Like these things, resting on laurels happens more often than it should. And I love that Kenny Atkinson is so blunt, and he's saying to the media what he's saying in the locker room. It is he's saying the right things. Is he coaching the right way? We've seen more evidence that he is than he is not. But it's also on the players who take that. And I heard someone say this on the way in. It's on when you get out on the floor, it's like Kenny Atkinson can't be right there and put your hands in the right shooting position and give you enough oomph in your legs to do that. Now, is it a concern that Donovan Mitchell came off of a groin injury and he's not shooting the ball as well, because it doesn't look like he's getting the right kind of lift from his legs? Yeah, a little bit. But again, you still have a month to work through this. So that's why there's no panic. But I think it's important that Kenny Atkinson, the team, they call out these things. We call out these things to put it at the forefront to stem the tide much sooner than letting this type of losing streak or anything like that linger. That's just how it has to be. You want to play your best basketball going into the playoffs, and you're going to have to, because again, a week off between the end of the regular season and the first game of the postseason. That can help get the nicks and bruises tidied up a little bit, get you your rest, but also you're only in practice. You're not doing game-like speed. If you're facing off against a team that's in the play-in that have kept those competitive juices going throughout the week, you're going to see them come out like gangbusters in game number 1, and you have to be absolutely ready for that. There's plenty of time to talk about that. But again, an opportunity for the Cavs to get things right. I think for Donovan Mitchell in a game like this, I know it's Sacramento. If he has a big night, everybody will just say, it's just Sacramento. But when you're struggling,
Right.
Like it's a get right game.
It's a get right game so that you get back into your fundamentals, your shooting technique, those things you have repped over and over and over and over again. See the ball go through the basket a bunch of times. Then, even if you're getting more pressure from another team, a better team, you're back in your rhythm. And Donovan Mitchell is one of those players that when he is in rhythm, doesn't matter what you do, he is going to get his. He is absolutely going to get his. So tonight, I think a big key is Donovan Mitchell getting that shooting form back in tow. And if there is an issue with the groin, maybe he needs a couple more days, a couple more games to rest. I mean, they're traveling all over the West
Coast.
Have
mine. Now. You can have mine.
You can, okay. I mean, like anybody that's willing, we'll give up as many. We'll just try to make it the best muscle that we absolutely can for Donovan Mitchell.
Honestly, I don't want him to have mine. He would hurt it way more.
Yeah,
mine ain't in no good shape no more.
I don't think that we are in any position to provide these guys with body elements to put them in a better position. I think what their capabilities are right now is plenty good enough, and it's just there's no excuses. You just gotta play the game the right way.
You get rebounds too.
Evan Mobley, you can't have 3.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if you have an off shooting night. You are that big man out there. Only 8 and 8 from Jared Allen, but you expect him to have a double-double. Yeah. You expect Evan Mobley to easily be able to get a double-double night in and night out. And having only 3 rebounds just is not going to cut it. And the question marks about physicality are only going to follow you the longer you let those questions go unanswered.
I think he's coming off his injury, so we'll see. And like you said, Darius Garland having 5 and being second on the team is not good. Point guard. So I mean, if you're hurt, don't play. If you're able to play, get the board. No. So
yeah, and again, it's not for lack of offense. Like this team can generate offense, and they're really not getting out of their against Orlando. They weren't knocking down shots. I give Orlando a lot of credit for their defensive pressure. There were 3 open looks when they were down 5. There were 3 open looks with 10 seconds left, and nobody knocked them down. And that just with this team, when they get second and third chances, that doesn't happen. So those types of nights are going to happen. But when you lose effort on the defensive end, that has been this team's calling card, and that's what Kenny Atkinson tried to maintain, grow the offense, and nobody is happy about the way that this team is defending, just like nobody is happy with the way the Browns have played football, especially over the last year, going 3-14 in 2024.
The last 2 years, it's like, this year sucked, but the year before was awesome.
Yeah,
the year before that sucked.
Yeah,
the year before that was awesome, and the year before that sucked. What a roller coaster ride the Cleveland Browns are.
And now Myles Garrett is re-signed. Bringing back some of their free agents. I know that they brought in a wide receiver that's more of a kick return specialist today. It's not DeAndre Hunter. I just know his first name's DeAndre. And when I saw that, I was like, DeAndre Hunter moved over to the Browns? But it's not DeAndre Hunter. I don't know his last name right now off the top of my head. I didn't look at it close enough, but it doesn't really matter.
Carter. DeAndre Carter?
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I missed it. I don't know.
Yeah. But we're in the era of the offseason, the period of the offseason where it's an opportunity for this team to get better. If they really feel like they can win next year, we're in an opportunity. I know, Ryan.
Kenny's small hands is going to bring
us to the
promised land.
Here comes Carson Wentz, baby. Drag the wagon.
It's an opportunity for this team to
do
something. And really, it's an opportunity for this team to somehow, some way, put pieces together to get the QB room back on the right track when it's never been on the right track since 1999. There's been moments, that's great, but moments don't win you anything. We saw that in the playoffs with Joe Flacco. It was a great run in the regular season. But what did it get you? An absolute ass whooping against the Houston Texans in 2023.
what happened to that Texas team last year, man? It's like they destroyed us, and then they just sucked.
Offensive injuries, both
Yeah.
Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, both out for the year. All they had was Nico Collins and an older Joe Mixon. So,
Yeah, and I don't think CJ Stroud got the same protection.
and he's
that he
lost a
did.
ton this year too with Tunsil being traded.
Yep.
Like he's in for a rude awakening, which sucks
Yes.
because I like Stroud.
But they have made the playoffs his first 2 years there. So they feel like they have their quarterback room, and especially the head of their quarterback room, going in the right direction. Ryan, how do the Browns take advantage of this opportunity this offseason with very limited options to get the QB room back on the right direction? I'm not saying fixed. I don't see them fully fixing it this offseason. They don't have the assets to do so, but the opportunity to get it back on the right track. How can they do that? Is there a path?
Only if they get lucky. They'd have to make a move to find. I mean, the Sam Darnold effect, too, where he just has traveled around a few different teams. It's not been really good. The Jets, Carolina, finally finds a home in Minnesota. And I mean, it doesn't hurt that you have Justin Jefferson, the best receiver in the NFL, catching the balls. But there's guys out there that are young. I mean, personally, I don't think they're going to fix it. I think no matter what's going to happen, I don't care who they draft. I don't care who they sign this year. I'm a very literal person. I can read what's written in the sand, and we're going to suck next year, guys, and it's going to be awful. I don't expect a rookie to come in and dominate immediately his first year. I mean, yeah, it happens, but it's very rare. It happens more often, but especially I'm one that said that I don't trust in the system. So if they get lucky, if they go sign, like I said, a Carson Wentz, which sounds insane, but maybe he can play above his.
We got a band coming that's going to show you, Lane.
Yeah, hell yeah!
Don't stop believing,
don't stop
man.
believing. Yeah,
It was
I
the
don't know.
most appropriate
Oh,
draft band I've ever seen. For
So
a
funny.
team.
There's
I was
been-
like, they really picked Journey. They better right before our pick play "Don't Stop Believing"
right.
because if there's a theme song for Browns fans, that has to be it. And it's also probably the dumbest gimmick I've ever seen for a draft party.
So have you been living under a rock? The Browns are, they tend to
Oh.
have draft parties at the stadium for.
I gotta work it.
Nice.
I'm getting paid to watch the draft. I can't wait.
There you go. I think I am too, but I don't know what I'm doing.
You're gonna be at the station.
Yeah,
Most
I'll be.
likely.
Yeah.
It's my
I'll
son's
be
birthday,
like
so.
inside the media room. That would be kind of
There you
cool.
go. Yeah. See Coop and Grossi and all those guys.
Grossi, doesn't he go to the Berea?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he does go to Berea.
I wish I could have go Berea. That would
Yeah.
be even way cooler.
Forgot they do all of their work from there. But yes, the Browns, for their season ticket holders, they are doing a big draft party, and the main entertainment is going to be, I think it's gonna be like a 2-hour concert beforehand. I have a feeling there's a plan for, like, they feel like they're gonna do something amazing in the draft that should be a celebration with an encore song from the legendary band Journey. Yes, I know they don't have Steve Perry, but the guy that they found in the
That
Philippines,
dude's awesome.
that
I've seen
dude
him
is
live.
absolutely awesome.
And he's literally doesn't stop moving, dude. They don't stop believing. They don't stop moving. That dude is bouncing off the walls and stuff. I'm like, man, this guy's got some energy.
Can I say I'm sorry to Journey on behalf of Cleveland? Do you think that's?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
City of rock and
but
roll, baby.
We'll
We're
put
good.
up for them. Like,
Yeah.
like they'll enjoy their time here. But
and season ticket holders, they get free tickets to this. It's free to go to this concert for them. They get the amount of tickets that they have. So if you are someone that buys 4-pack of season tickets every single year, you get 4 tickets. And then I think that they're transferable things. I don't know the full details, but they expect to like fill Huntington Bank Field for a Journey concert with just season ticket holders. I hope that the Browns do something that's right. Ryan, I know where you stand on where to go with 2, or at least where not to go with 2. Jay, I think we've kind of
like I always say, I don't have a preference because I'm not a draft expert. I don't know if Sanders is the great new quarterback, or because I think Ward's gone, so I'm not even considering him anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't, and I like.
There's no
like,
way
I'm in the belief like if they don't believe it, then don't take them. If you believe in them, take them.
there's no
if
way they're trading up.
Jackson Dart's your guy, then go trade down, then go get more assets. Me, if I'm honestly the GM, I would they would fire me and hate me, but I would plan for next year. I would trade down multiple times because, like, I think that the Watson contract has just screwed us so bad that for
Yeah.
them to get a real good go and start doing it the right way, they have to sacrifice the season. It's unfair to the fans completely.
Don't worry, he's working out at the facility. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Watson's
Don't even get me started with
He's
that
actually wearing his boot.
jackass.
He's actually wearing his boot.
He will
this
be
time.
booed the second he steps on that field. If he
I
goes
know.
Out there, so.
They're like
By me. So
I know that there's been like scuttlebutt today about the potential that he has the potential to play in 2025. This team does that. Like this organization does that. If fans don't revolt at that point, I don't know what's going to get fans to revolt and really send a message to this organization about the crap that they put them through. And guess what? I know that the stadium conversation has come back up, and the Browns put out a flashy new video, and it's all well and good. But to me, and like them and their back and forth with the city of Cleveland is a separate issue to me on where I come out between Browns and city. And really, I don't really want to take a side because I really don't give a crap. But when they bring out these videos, and it looks like they're just making this roster thing up as they go, it's another thing to me. And this is how I've taken it. I don't know how these guys feel. I don't know how you guys feel out there. But to me, it's just I'm trying to distract you from the crap that we're putting together on this football team. That's what matters most right now. And Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski better be feeling the pressure, because if they do what you're saying and they plan for the next year, they're not going to be here.
That's the reason I want them to do that.
To get them out of it. Okay.
I don't want them
Fair.
to be in charge of these monster
A year
picks.
too
I
late.
think these dudes are clowns. I don't think they know what the hell they're doing. So I'd rather them just Sashi Brown it up, trade down, get your quarterback next year, have enough ammo to get Jeremiah Smith the following year. And now you don't have that stupid contract, and you ain't got no fools running your team no more, making the picks. Get some football. Just please get rid of as long as they take DePodesta with them. That dude's still here. It doesn't matter who else.
And
comes here.
that's the biggest issue, because I know you guys don't trust Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski. I'm not saying that I do. I think I have more trust in Stefanski than I do.
If I had
Berry.
to pick one of the two, it probably would be Stefanski,
Yes.
but I think he's just average, dude. I think
And that's absolutely fair for what we have seen, the back and forth of good and bad in his time here as the head coach of the team. But I don't trust all the way to the top, the people that aren't going to be gone, unless they, somehow, like, it would just be a shock. You can't push them out of town. It's just a business decision for the family. The Haslams were to sell the team. And then you got to worry about, like the next owner, are they going to move it? Like, that's a whole convoluted, muddy mess we don't need to get into. But I don't trust them to hire the right people to put in place to make smart football decisions.
they did it one time, dude. They had him, and they got rid of the dude.
he's in Detroit right now.
Yep, Dorsey, dude. Dorsey was
Yep.
the man. And just because he made a couple bad moves, I'm like, dude, that dude was nailing draft picks and just. I mean,
Cleveland
he traded
and
for
Kansas City.
Odell, but he also traded for Landry. Like, I don't even
Yeah.
want to get. That's a whole show.
I mean, I would love to see the pairing of Dorsey and Stefanski.
Yeah.
I just think that could have done a little bit more. I understand. Again, I know where everybody is at with these guys. Some people are, if you say like, oh, I'm all in on Stefanski, like then, like, how could you say that? Those types of things. Like, understand where people are at on both sides of these things. Again, it's the people I don't trust that are trying to pull wool over our eyes by showing us the shiny new toy, and that won't be here until at least 2029. And just to hide the fact that as of right now, the way that everything looks, 3-14 is another possibility. A repeat of 3-14 is another possibility. I know people don't want to hear that. And you're going to say, oh, how could you be so negative? Like, look at this move that they made, and look at that. And I bet in the 5th round, they're going to get the steal of the draft, and everybody's going to be glomming on to these guys. Like, oh my gosh, have you seen this guy's film? Like, you never heard the name before the NFL draft. This guy has, and he's going to tell you about one of those guys that could be a steal later in these rounds.
I was gonna say, I don't trust those guys.
I trust this
All
guy.
right, relax.
Hey, hey,
I'm not an expert, guys. I like studying guys. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
nonetheless, the
But
Browns.
I still
but
trust
you
you, though.
study.
Yeah.
We can't say that the way that they make picks, that they actually study what's going on. And that
They
is,
study the wrong stuff, is what they
they
kind of
definitely study the wrong stuff. And whatever the numbers are telling you in the analytics department, stop only doing the analytics. The analytics helps build more information. That is a piece to the puzzle.
Again, the whole thing that they came up with didn't work in baseball, where it is more about numbers than any sport.
Yeah.
And they're going to try to do it in a sport that's like a bunch of gladiators on a field. Like, no, man, there's raw emotion that goes into this game, probably more than any other game. The physicality of it, just like there's stuff that is unmeasurable, and they don't account for it whatsoever, like
Same with-
leadership and stuff like that. Like they're just morons.
The best move they
Just
made
morons.
this season was letting Juan Thornhill go to the Steelers. So
Oh yeah, I mean,
that's
I
the
give 'em
best
that.
move they made. Is let
Oh,
that,
man.
that garbage can go to our opponent.
Make
So
a TikTok dance video and oh, everybody hates you. Like, I hate him just because he's on the Steelers, but like, look,
he's a bum.
like the effort on that play in New Orleans,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sorry, dude.
that type of stuff can't happen, and he wasn't always available. You know who has been like, you can talk about how good or bad he's been, but someone that was available to us all the time, Dalvin Tomlinson. In 2 years, he played all 30, or in 2 seasons, he played all 32 or 34 games or whatever it was. Like, best ability is availability.
Sure.
And Tomlinson did make plays while he was out there. He made an impact, and he was able to be out there every single game. Juan Thornhill wasn't. So if you want to get mad over a TikTok video where, he throws off the Browns hat and puts on the crappy black and whatever
To be a 4-string.
and pea colored towels that they got over there that I want to set fire to all the time.
You mean from Ian Rappaport, stand out,
Stand out.
safety?
Yeah, because
I
he's
saw
so
that,
bad
I
he
was like,
stands out.
What?
He stands out on the sideline.
He's just like, dude, how the national media
I mean, like,
portrays guys that leave us, and it's just absolutely ridiculous.
But like, we're in this position where it still doesn't feel good. And again, they're trying to put a stadium in front of you guys to tell you that everything's okay and like we're going to state of the art. Like, go against the city of Cleveland. Don't go against us for our football roster acumen. September. Don't even worry about the first game in September, like what we look like on the field. Look at this stadium in 4 years. What you guys can have, all the different events that can come here. Great. It puts you in the running for a lot of big events, and I would love to see a WrestleMania here, but that doesn't matter
You know what's funny?
when I want football to be good.
That's all that mattered to me anymore with that team. I'm like, I just want that stupid stadium so bad. I have no faith in the team anymore. I think they're just going to probably be a dumpster fire forever. But they build that stadium, that's more money in my pocket and more opportunity to go to work.
I'm so sorry moving forward, Ryan, that you're going to have to hear me say football was invented an hour south of where Cleveland Browns football
We'll
is
only be
played.
45 minutes soon, so they're getting even closer, Kevin.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They're moving closer.
They're
to
moving
the-
closer.
the birth.
Because Brook Park is just so far away from downtown, guys. Like,
It's all across the street from Cleveland. Do you know how stupid the city of Cleveland is? Like, they have spent over $8 million fighting this so far.
Yeah.
When I found that out, I was astonished. I'm like, no, that can't be real. They're like, no, that is 100% a fact. They've spent over $8 million. This is 2 weeks or a week ago, so probably 10 million now.
Those
So-
are people that aren't grounded in life, and they don't look inwardly at what's going on, and they don't take advantage of the good opportunities in front of them.
And I got this guy on Twitter who's like, well, I think it's good that they're trying to fight and do this. I'm like, no, the point is they're trying to fight a fight they're not going to win, and they're wasting our money doing it.
Bibb is
Just
trying to look good.
concede,
Yeah.
use
Wants to
that
run for
money
a
to,
governor
like,
or something.
I don't know, plan for something that could be used year round down there. You don't. What the hell does a stadium have to be on the lake for? What does the lake make the stadium better? It doesn't. Why does it look? Does it look better on the water? No. What looks better is winning in the stadium first off, and getting there easier, and not being freezing cold in the middle of the winter, and I could use it all year round. again, Cleveland, the city of Cleveland officials are just a bunch of morons.
An absolute legend. I don't know that he's actually going to play or come on this road trip because he doesn't go on every road trip, but an absolute legend is scheduled to play in Cleveland on April 19th. And really, Inter Miami has some other greats of the game on that team as well. They're scheduled to play April 19th. You know what could happen on April 19th weather-wise? Like
Snow.
Yeah.
Sleet.
Look, you can play games in the MLS in February in Atlanta because at times Atlanta goes through winter storms and cold. But guess what? They're in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium that has that roof over it and things like that. So guess what? They always get to play their games. The Guardians have to deal with it just because open air baseball fields is just better than trying to have an enclosed roof. I would love to go out to Seattle and see what that's like go visit my sister and then go to a Mariners game just to see what that's like. But baseball is a whole different experience. I don't know why are we holding on to all of these old school mentalities? That is a bigger issue all around us that I'm not going to get into right now because that's, probably going to turn a lot of people off of the show if we did that.
Hey, we got to keep them in.
You got to keep them in.
Let's get it. You want to get into it? We want to get the diamond?
Yeah.
Let's get our diamond in the rough.
So, speaking of opportunities, and Greeny Sports Cards always gives you opportunities to watch what they have. But opportunities exist for guys that have been going through NIL deals that are now looking to take their game to the pro level. And Ryan, I know you've been waiting for this one. Your Ryan's diamond in the rough, kind of.
I don't know.
Who do we got tonight?
Yeah. So I've the last 5 or 6 weeks I've done all offensive players. So this week I decided to do my first defensive player. His name is Billy Bowman. He's a safety out of Oklahoma.
Billy Bowman?
Billy Bowman. Yep.
Yeah, that just sounds like a player, don't it?
Right. Safety out of Oklahoma, 5'10", 192, and ran a 4.4 240 time at the combine. He was a former 4-star recruit out of Texas where he played football, basketball, and ran track. Dude's a ball hawk. I'll say it first of all. He played 41 of 47 games at Oklahoma. 2021, he played in 11 games as a freshman, started 7, had 22 tackles and a forced fumble. So as a freshman, not bad.
Yeah.
2022, 11 games, 60 tackles, 3 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery.
It sounds like you're describing the Honey Badgers college.
We'll see. 2023, 13 games, 63 tackles, 6 interceptions, 3 pick sixes for 238 interception yards, and was a first-team All-American and first-team Big 12. 2024, 12 games, 54 tackles, 2 interceptions, forced fumble from a return for a touchdown. Dude's a beast. He's amazing in coverage. First thing that popped off was his instincts. He can read quickly and effectively, and he's got really, really good twitch and great at jumping into passing lanes. His hips look very fluid, very great at transitions, which I thought is pretty rare for someone his size. His vision is incredible. He's really got really good IQ. Anytime he's on the field, you have to watch out for this guy because he is going to go after that ball. Mm-hmm. Lots of clutch, 4th down stops, and tons of touchdowns. Against BYU, he had a 100-yard pick 6, which was awesome to watch. If you go back and watch that film, that is a great play. Makes a great play on the ball and just takes off. He's gone. His tank does run out a little bit at the end, but he still scores touchdowns. So 100 yards, I'll give him the pass. He looked like James Harrison there at the end a little bit. Very versatile. He played significant snaps at safety, nickel, dime, linebacker all in college career. Weaknesses. His limitations at size concern me a little bit, especially in the NFL. At 5'10", 192, he's not the biggest guy, but he is very fast and twitchy. His biggest weakness is his tackling by far. It is horrible. So bad. His technique is inconsistent. He missed 25% of his tackles. Really bad. Really bad.
I think you should have started with that because
I
was starting to really like this guy.
This is why he's a diamond in the rough. He's not a first-round pick.
Right.
He's not a first-round pick.
Yeah.
Sometimes he can over-pursue by trying to make plays. He's so fast, and then he just gets juked out, and then he's out of the play. What else? He can sometimes struggle to shed blocks from tight ends and wide receivers because of his size. And he doesn't really break down an open field too well. He instead likes to drag ball carriers down and do it that way. If a team can, he's got to have to learn the fundamentals. He is not a great tackler. The
Browns are not the team for that.
Yeah,
I actually have a good defensive coach.
I agree.
But we still don't tackle.
That's also true.
Right, and he's not going to help. He did play significant snaps on special teams, played over 400 snaps. I thought that was pretty cool. But if he's probably going to play nickel or dime. He's probably not big enough to play corner. He'll probably play inside, but at that position, you're more free to roam around and play the lanes and stuff like that. So if he finds the right scheme and he can learn how to tackle properly, this guy can be elite.
Where do you project him going?
Probably third or fourth round. He did really well at the Senior Bowl. Really helped his stock. His coverage looked really good. And his the combine helped him as well. He looked very fast. He showed his quickness on tape as well. So we'll see. I would say fourth round. I would be comfortable taking him, but some people have him in the second round because of the high potential. And like I said, if he can play nickel and get those interceptions, like he could possibly lead the NFL in interceptions. He's that smart with the ball. So.
Well,
but he can't tackle. So,
if you go in the third or fourth round,
right.
like that's still at least competing for a starting job or top rotation type guy. So that's still like knowing that about his tackling, to have that kind of talent where he's still projected in that range like that. That's something that's, look, you're going to make out of your opportunity what you put into it. And if he's going to put in the time and the work and the effort to shore up that tackling, maybe he wasn't given the right instruction in college, or like what they saw his skill was with being a ball hawk, they kind of let him focus on that.
Yeah,
and
a lot of it's him going after the ball, trying to make a play.
Yeah.
So but like I said, his size is what concerns me, especially with the poor tackling form in open field. It's not good. And
what school did he go to again?
He went to Oklahoma. Yeah, who doesn't really have a good defense. He was probably one of their best players on defense.
That's a Big 12 school playing in the SEC.
Right. So
that's Big 12 defense playing in the SEC, where defense is supposed to, speed matters, but tackling also matters in the SEC. And of course, now as the Big 10 grows too, like that, those two big time conferences are where that's happening, and hopefully better instruction and maybe done in a different way, coaching wise. Again, it comes down to the player. Like, if you're going to stay around the NFL, you're going to have to show that you can tackle the man with the football and not give them all of this extra yardage after the catch. We continue to talk about opportunities are everywhere, and opportunities. We kind of got to go rapid fire here to close out the show. And I hate doing that, but it's Guardians.
Completely fine. I've been up since 3:30. Okay. I'm so tired.
Guardians start next Thursday, so we'll do more of a preview of them and have a bigger focus on them next week. But opportunities at second base, right field, pitching rotation, we've kind of seen up and down from Luis Ortiz, the guy we got from the Pirates. Just in general, Ryan, as we do come down the stretch of spring training and get set for, and of course they'll go west for 9 games to start out 2025 before they come home for their home opener on April 8th. Where is your head at with this team? What you're expecting out of them this year?
I am really trying to go in with no expectations at all. To be honest, the last few years, I haven't been the biggest Guardians fan in the world, just because of limitations on where I could see them, So, just following box scores, watching highlights and stuff like that. This year, I'm paying the $99 pass. I'm going to go full in. I'm going back to the Francisco Lindo 2016, 2017 days. Like, I'm going in. So that being said, we played young. We have the pitching staff is questionable. Bibee is going to get the nod for the first game, which I think is really cool. But yeah, I have no expectations. I'm really going to take this season especially at the beginning, just to learn the team better and just grow as a better fan, I think so.
Jay, you're doing the show with Carlsberg. I know you did a pilot show, just where
it's literally on right now.
It's literally on right now. Where like his head is at, where your head is at going into this season. We know that what we see on opening day and even like the home opener, like those lineups are going to look completely different even 2 months later, let alone by the time we get down the stretch of the season.
The one thing I do love is that everyone's putting us back down. And I think that's when we're at our best, when our backs are at the wall and we're
Yeah.
like, we got something to prove. Like, oh, we were in the running last year, one of the best teams in the AL, and now all of a sudden we ain't good enough, and over time it's because of, oh, you lost Josh Naylor and him, and it's like, you guys, that sucks. Like that, we're gonna love those players, but this team has done this year and year and year, and we get mad that they do this, and then halfway through the season, they look like that was the right move, and so I love that they're counting us out right now. And I think people like Jose Ramirez, you just don't want to do that because you're just going to motivate him. And from what I'm hearing, Carlos is saying he looks in better shape than he's ever looked in his entire life. I think he's going for 40-40. He's one of those people that once he does it, he wants to do it. Like he puts it out there. He wants to accomplish that. And he knows that he ain't going to have his prime years forever. So he's going to make his move now to maybe a play for the MVP. Let's see if someone can protect him in this lineup to make sure that he's still getting some good pitches. And I think that's why you're hearing maybe him going to the second spot in the lineup.
Yeah, I was going to say that, they've kind of been moving him up to that second spot, and it's going to be on the guys behind. It's going to be on guys like Lane Thomas and, whether it's John Kenzie Noel or Carlos Santana, Kyle Manzardo. These guys are going to have to hit a consistent level, because if pitchers know that they can work around your best player, and then they have close to easy outs around him, like that's where we've seen in the past the offense struggle, fail, those types of things. I will say my one frustration with this team is it's not anger, it's not panic, it's not anything like that, because I trust them to figure out a way to correct it. But you mentioned like this is what they do with the Jimenez trade, the Naylor trade. I get it. I get that's the nature of the beast. That is how this team operates. What I don't like is when you're told by the president of baseball operations, we're going to reallocate. We're going to be able to reallocate those funds from the Jimenez deal, and you don't really do something to at least try to fill that spot or use assets to now fill what you just lost, to add to a team that went to Game 5 of the ALCS, a team that wants to go further. You took two pieces away and really didn't add much, and you haven't extended guys yet. I know it takes two to tango. I understand that, and baseball agents, especially a guy like Scott Boras, I don't know who on this team he actually represents, but him and Drew Rosenhaus are the two of the best agents for players, worst agents to deal with if you are in a front office position.
How do you think, I think what they're doing right now is giving these young guys that they couldn't bring up for a long time. Like, they're going to give John Kenzie and Brennan a shot to take over right field. And they're going to give Brito or Arias a shot to take over at second base.
And I feel like Arias is going to get the start, but Brito is going to have a chance to take that over.
I agree with you. And if neither one of those do that, there is a kid that we drafted first overall, and everyone keeps trying to tell me, he might not be ready. But yeah, don't be surprised if about 3/4 of the way through, if those two dudes aren't living up to what we expect from, you're going to see Bazzana up here. That is my bold prediction by the end of the year. I think he is going to be at second base by the end of the year.
Be interested to see where they put him coming out of spring training. Like if he goes back to where he kind of finished the season, he'd only had about a month with Lake County, ended up winning the league out there with Lake County. Even Stephen Kwan got a ring because he played a few games in rehab with them. But unless he goes to Double-A Akron, I feel like that might be the next step for him.
I even hear, and he kicked back on me all the time in DMs, is Andre not starting to come around to Bazzana. He's like, he knows that kid's a different cat.
Yeah,
he's one of those. He wants to be one of the greatest. That's how he wants to be remembered. He's going to work for it.
See, and I love Travis Bazzana. And we got a chance to go out to one of the games where he's playing. I know
first one ever.
Yeah, first one ever. And I know it rained, but we saw a guy that, he struck out, but you saw something in him where that's not the stand. He didn't live up to the standard.
Ryan, you pointed that out. He was pissed.
Yes,
he was so mad. Pissed. And and I love that.
Yeah, that could be a guy pressing, but he opened up right after that. That's more so a guy that is all about the work, all about, the process of going through it. We know that the best hitters hit like 35% of the time. We talk about that stat all of the time, but it's about how great do you want to be? How much work are you willing to put in? And you have a great example on this team and Jose Ramirez in this organization of what it means to be one of the best players in the league and also one of the hardest workers in the team. And it's never enough. Whatever you do, whatever stats he does to break records and program records with the Cleveland Guardians, it's not enough. And that's what Travis Bazzana can follow.
I think the most important player for this year is Calvin Williams.
Yeah.
I think you're going to finally
He could be the ace. So.
I think
not as good
going
today.
to have his breakout year this year also.
Yeah, not as good today, but it was more so Tim Herron. Like, it's been more so the bullpen that's been coming in spring, and that's why we've seen like kind of lopsided losses for the Guardians in spring training. So it's something to keep an eye on with the bullpen. It was great last year. They've tried to take some of the top 4 guys and bring them along slowly. They were taxed last season. Kind of saw that with Class A. You hope it doesn't carry over, but you expect great things out of Class A and Cade Smith and those guys in the bullpen. But look, it's a long season. So what you see on March 27th, don't expect that that's going to be every 162 games. There's plenty of time to continue to build as this season goes. And there's going to be young guys that are going to need some time to hold their feet to the fire and grow with the season. I would say that, we're going to have, I think, patience early with this team. But I also think if Bazzana somehow finds his way up to the big league club here this year in 2025, I don't see that as a good thing.
It's going to either be a really, really, really good thing, or it's because what you're hinting at is that he's up here because we aren't doing that good.
Yeah.
And they want to see. I hope it's all right. Our second baseman's not doing great. The rest of the team's doing good. And he's just going to be that
he's
missing piece that's
yes,
takes you to a whole nother level. I'm just being hopeful, always positive, Jay. What do you want?
Yeah, and that's the right way to do it. And you would think that the way this organization works, that would be the way that this happens. But again, it just knowing this game and the way you bring up prospects, if he was up here in 2025 right now, I don't see that as a good thing, and I'm hoping, and I'm always rooting it to be wrong, but an opportunity for this team to continue to etch their mark in baseball history, and especially here in the city of Cleveland. Real quick before we go, and we'll give Jay his final piece here in a second, opportunity for the Cleveland Crunch to win a back-to-back championship, a third since they returned after.
Can we call it a dynasty after this one?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to see this team, I had people tweeting at me that they didn't even know that this team was back. They've been back for 5 years. WolsteinCenter.com. Search Cleveland Cruncher. Ticketmaster.com. April 11th through the 13th is the Indoor Soccer Championships. I believe the Thursday night we're going to be at the Soccer Sportsplex for the wild card game with the 4 and 5 matching up to see who takes on the number 1 seed. Right now, that would be the Cleveland Crunch in one of the semis. And Friday night, round 5 and 7, 2 semifinals in the men's league. Saturday night will be the women's final. Sunday night will be the men's final. We want to pack the Wolstein Center. They've sold out every home game with limited seating at the Sportsplex, and they put that to the max at the Sportsplex. There are plenty of other people that have wanted to go. The tickets are very affordable. Wolstein Center. Let's pack the lower bowl of the Wolstein. Actually, pack the whole Wolstein. Pack the Wolstein Center, April 11th through the 13th. WolsteinCenter.com. WolsteinCenter.com. Get your tickets, or you're over at Ticketmaster.com. This is a team that is fun, exciting, a great family atmosphere, a great family outing. You're going to want to be there for this action at the Wolstein Center. I'm telling you right now, please just hear my words. This team is special. This Crunch team
that does backflips when he scores, bro.
Yes. And if you go back and watch, go to the Cleveland Crunch social media pages. I don't care if you can put it on mute. You don't need to listen to my call of the goal.
You need to listen to Kevin's call.
You don't, but you need to watch. That is a great example. That play right there is a microcosm of what this team is. We love the ball movement of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Picture that enclosed in walls, almost like a hockey-like atmosphere, and high speed, but using your feet to make those passes instead of just your hands. Like, just it makes it so spectacular, so beautiful. And this team deserves a lot of recognition and a lot of support and a lot of spotlight. I had other things for opportunities. I don't know where else I was going to go. Make sure to check out Greeny Sports Cards, greensportscards.com. They're live every Tuesday at 7:00. And they have like eBay things going on. They have shows at the Kirtland Senior Center once a month. They have other big shows, and of course, the big one coming up late in April. Jay will be there with Big Play. We'll see where we're at with all of that, but get out there to the Independence Fieldhouse. It is an absolute great time and a lot of great collectibles. My wife and I we walked away. I believe it was a Bieber jersey last year. Signed Bieber jersey.
Justin?
So
yeah, for like $50, dude.
Yeah. It was great when he decided to re-sign, and we'll have him at some point this season. But
I think I got a full size. I didn't take it out the box, but LeBron. It's this huge figurine he's supposed to be dunking.
I have that too on my desk.
Yeah, I just left it in the box there. I was like, I don't know why.
The jersey's in that box somewhere stored away, very, very protected. Again, there's more stuff we could have got into there's opportunities literally everywhere, and you have to open your eyes to them. And I've been avoiding this point of the show, but Jay, like your final thoughts. We're not saying goodbye. That's I've always kind of believed in that, unless you absolutely have to. I said goodbye to my grandfather this year. I'm not saying goodbye to Jay because we're still going to be friends and talking all the time, but also you're going to be able to see him on the Big Play Carlos Baerga show. Gab Gowdy, Carlos Baerga, always Positive Jay, a part of that. And he's always going to be around, and we can always bring him on the show whenever we need him. And but just I want to thank you for your friendship, what you brought to this show. Couldn't have been able to grow our basis without you. The amount of work you put in to get guests and bombard them with emails is truly from the bottom of my heart appreciated. There was a reason why you were a part of my wedding party. It's all love, brother. And whatever you want to tell people, we'll give you the guest floor right now. Promote everything and how you want to sign this one off this time.
Well, yeah, follow us at the Carlos Baerga show on Twitter. We'll be actually starring on the FanDuel channel. That'll be on there soon too. It's pretty much on every podcast thing, all over YouTube, and
maybe Rock Entertainment.
No, I think we'll be on FanDuel, so okay. I'm not sure. But yeah, I want to say thanks to Dave, Big Play Dave, and Nick Padone. They really gave me a huge opportunity. Ryan Taylor, who's been training me to do all this. But yeah, thanks to you guys. Like, I'm never gonna forget this show. This is my OG show for me. Like our first show ever. We didn't even cover sports, Kevin. We covered the Cleveland riots. Like, holy baptism by fire. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't an easy subject.
No.
And then we thought we were going to be the post-game show for the Browns, and after a good season, and unfortunately, we started on the downfall of a bad season. And I'm not going to lie, I am not going to miss talking Browns anymore. I think I'm done talking Browns. They're much better if I could just enjoy them as a team and be a fan. Because if I have to report on them, I don't know how people like Mary Kay and Tony Grossi have not been.
I get it now.
Yeah.
I didn't. I was blocked before I understood. Sorry, Mary Kay.
Yeah, like
redemption, please.
They will drive you absolutely insane. I'm glad I'm covering a team that's more of a perennial winner, to be honest with you. And just thank you, Kevin and Peter and Ryan. I'm glad that you're stepping in. Thank you guys so much. And I don't want to say I'm going to miss the show because I'll be back. Unlike the last co-host who never showed back up again.
Oh, I'm working with him the next 2 days.
I know. I love him, but you know how friends are. We gotta bust a little chops here and there.
I don't want to. I'm not going to self-promote right now. This is not the time. This is not the place. I'll tweet it out tomorrow morning. The opportunities I have, opportunities everywhere, opportunities I have the next 2 days to continue to grow with my stuff. But, buddy,
Always
Thank
a
you.
pleasure.
Thank you,
Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah, Jay.
Airmail.
Hey, no.
Right
You
there.
gave me the
I don't care.
opportunity, man.
Yeah.
You reached out to me. You let me. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
so grateful for you. So grateful for you guys, and I'm gonna miss you, buddy. So
I mean, Ryan, it took me a long time to find that third person. I think I found the right guy.
and I
for it.
appreciate it because at the beginning I didn't know if it was for me, but I'm grateful that you guys stuck with me, and I'm happy to be here. And it's
Well, I'm
sad-
sure you
so
were
sad,
nervous
so-
today. I was literally shaking my hands.
I finally just stopped like last week shaking.
Yeah, there
so,
you go.
yeah.
There you go. I the only way to end the show, Jay, you close us out.
Thank you guys all for listening so much. Like, I appreciate all our listeners. We love you all 3,000. Go enter our Greenies card for Ryan Master, for our great producer, Peter, for our host, Kevin Arnold, and me, always positive Jay. Don't talk about it. Be about it.
Nailed it. The NCAA Wrestling National Championships are this weekend starting Thursday. Championships are on Saturday. Go check it out. It's going to be awesome.
Watch all of the college athletics going on. Don't just watch the basketball. There's great action with the
It's gonna be
wrestling as
sweet.
well.
My best close is my last show. Finally nailed it.
Nailed it. Yes.
Nailed it. Ryan and I will see you next week right here on the Voice Land, the Big Play and Beyond Air podcast networks. Until then, have a great night, everybody.